Ever fall for like a really slick ad campaign? Buy something because the story they're selling is just so good. But then later you're like, wait, was that actually the best choice?
Oh, yeah, buyer's remorse, right?
Totally. And that's kind of what we're diving into today. The power of narratives, but in the world of politics.
Hmm.
We've got this piece from Pakish News by Wasim Ullah Pakish, and it's making a pretty bold claim. A dominant narrative built around Imran Khan, like a hero story, might actually be hurting Pakistan's democracy.
That's a really interesting take. I'm curious to hear more.
Me too. It's like imagine a company saying, our product, it's the only rally answer. You see it everywhere, it sounds amazing, but what if there are other options out there, maybe even better ones?
Ah, so you're saying this narrative might be limiting people's perspectives.
Exactly. So let's unpack this. What's the story that's taken hold in Pakistan, and how did it get so powerful?
Well, the article argues that over the last couple of decades, there's been this narrative, carefully crafted, that portrays Imran Khan as, well, a savior figure, and at the same time, it paints other political leaders as corrupt.
A classic good guy versus bad guy scenario. But how do you actually build a narrative like that, especially on a national scale?
It's not just word of mouth, that's for sure. The article points to some pretty sophisticated strategies, using social media, of course, but also something called neuromarketing.
Neuromarketing. Okay, now you're just using big words to make me feel dumb. Break that down for me.
No, it's not that complicated, really. Think of it as influencing your choices by tapping into your subconscious desires.
So, like subliminal messaging. Is this legal?
It's a little more nuanced than that. Imagine, like, triggering specific emotions, like fear, hope, even desire, to make people more receptive to a certain message.
Okay, now that makes sense. It's like, I don't know, those ads with the happy families that make you associate their product with good feelings, even if it's just laundry detergent.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head. The article suggests that similar techniques were used to boost that savior image around Khan.
So it's about creating an emotional connection, not just presenting facts.
Mhm.
But isn't that how a lot of advertising works? What makes it different in politics?
You're right. The principles are similar, but the stakes way higher. We're talking about shaping people's views on leadership, on who should run an entire country. And here's the thing. While that narrative might have seemed positive at first, offering hope for change, the article argues that it's led to this overdependence on Khan as an individual.
So like putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, exactly. And the article suggests this has actually hindered the development of strong democratic institutions.
That's a good point. If you're always looking to one person for solutions, maybe you don't focus on building up systems that can work regardless of who's in charge. But let's say you want to change that narrative, one that's so deeply rooted. How do you even begin to do that?
Right. It's a tough challenge. The article proposes a two-pronged approach. First, it says we need to shift the focus. Instead of relying on one savior, it's about highlighting the importance of strong institutions, the courts, the parliament, and encouraging active citizen participation.
So empowering the people, not just looking to one person to fix everything. Makes sense. What about the second part of the strategy?
This one's about fighting the existing narrative with, well, facts, using data to show the actual performance, the realities of governing.
So promoting a more fact-based approach to politics. I mean, facts are great and all, but it feels like in today's world, feelings often win out over facts.
It's definitely a challenge. We can't deny the power of emotions, especially in how we engage with political messages. But what the article highlights is that relying solely on a powerful emotional appeal. It might work in the short term, but in the long run, reality has a way of catching up.
So it's about striking that balance, right? Connecting with people on an emotional level, but making sure those emotions are grounded in facts, in a solid understanding of the issues. That's a pretty powerful takeaway for me, and I hope our listeners are feeling it too. But this all happened in Pakistan. What about other countries? Are there similar narratives at play? I mean, it makes you wonder, right?
Absolutely. The article really leaves us with that question. Think about the political landscape in your own country. What stories are being told? Who are the heroes and villains? And most importantly, are those narratives helping to build strong, fair political systems, or are they actually holding us back?
That's a question worth pondering, for sure. It's
Yeah.
been a fascinating deep dive, and I really appreciate you breaking down these complex ideas for us.
My pleasure. Always happy to chat about these things.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of political narratives. We hope it's giving you something to think about.